What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Check it out, man. We've been covering this, man. New Bodycam footage. Foolio's female offer. You gotta watch what you say. And Isaiah goes viral. Lord have mercy. Hey, check it out, man. First of all, rest in peace to the brother, man. I had to look him up and see who we talking about. You know, the younger generation, man. Y'all gotta be careful out there, bruh. Come on, man. Y'all gotta, golly. Can't believe this, man. So, hey, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out, man. Here we go. Yeah.
Keep your hands behind your back.
Huh?
Stay there.
In the rain.
Don't move.
Got them bammers in the rain, baby.
This is Isaiah Chance getting cuffed for Foolio's murder. But explosive new footage just dropped showing him and his girl, Alicia Andrews, burning up jail phones like a hotline. 10 calls a day, 3-way connects, totally illegal. Both fighting life for the same body. What could be so serious they'd risk more charges? And wait till you hear what prosecutors found in those calls. The streets have been buzzing since Tampa courtroom footage surfaced. But the real shocker isn't the surveillance from Foolio's final night. It's the courtroom evidence exposing Alicia Andrews, the only woman tied to this murder, glued to jail phones day and night with Isaiah Chance. Locked up in different county jails, they weren't just checking in occasionally, they had a full setup. Using Isaiah's mom to run 3-way calls, sneaking in over 10 conversations a day, every single day, breaking rules designed to keep co-defendants from coordinating stories. It all came out when Alicia's trial kicked off October 20th, 2025, making her the first from the crew to face the courtroom heat. Then on Halloween, October 31st, she took the stand, and that's when things got real. Legal experts shook their heads. What was she thinking? Bold, reckless, and in the hot seat, Alicia had to justify why she couldn't stay off the jail phones, coming up with some story for why she kept talking to her man, her co-defendant, locked up for the exact same murder she's facing.
When you started dating Isaiah Chance, how was your relationship with him?
In the beginning, it was good, I would say. But then he changed over time. I mean, once we got comfortable with each other.
What did he change? What had changed about him?
He started to be a little more controlling. Like as I got older and I would want to go out, he didn't like that.
In what ways was he controlling?
Like he would tell me what to post, what not to post, or if he didn't want me to take something down, or don't wear this, don't wear that. Like little stuff like that.
Alicia's whole excuse for breaking all those jail call rules, she said she needed to talk to Isaiah Chance for her safety. Man, the second those words left her mouth, you could almost hear the whole courtroom and everyone watching online saying, "Girl, what?" That reason didn't make sense to anybody.
What?
It raised way more questions than it answered, especially after everything else she said about their relationship. During her testimony, she painted a dark picture, talking about straight-up domestic violence. She claimed Isaiah had put hands on her multiple times, controlled every single move she made, from the clothes she wore to what she could post on the gram. She said he kept her trapped in fear, walking on eggshells 24/7, all the way up to and through everything that went down that night in Tampa.
Do you remember the first time that it happened?
Yes.
When was the first time that it happened?
Back in like 2021 at his house.
What happened in that situation?
We were arguing over the phone. Like he wanted my phone and I wouldn't give it to him. And that was the first time he ever like snatched it and he ended up hitting me.
Hit you how?
With a closed fist. And I was kind of like just blocking myself and saying stop.
But here's where the story takes a wild turn, where everything stops adding up and people start picking sides fast. Everyone's got their own theory now, and the courtroom chatter turned into straight chaos. Because if Isaiah Chance was really this abusive, controlling dude who had her life on lock and kept her scared for real, then why would she be so desperate to stay on the phone with him? Why risk catching more charges while both of them locked up? Why make her own case worse, handing prosecutors extra ammo to bury her just to keep that line open with the same man she says she's terrified of? It just don't add up, and that's exactly why this part of her story's got everyone talking loud.
How did he hit you?
I'm like on the side of my face. So I'm like, if I'm in the passenger seat, somebody hits you from the side, you're hitting the side of the seatbelt thing. It was like on the side. I don't know what they call that.
Where the seatbelt comes out of?
Yeah, like
where it retracts?
Yeah, my head was hitting on that.
All right. And how long did that last for?
I believe we were sitting there for like 20 minutes because I get frustrated and I just start kicking and hitting back.
The prosecution pounced on that contradiction fast, like white on rice. They weren't buying that fear story for a second. They said those jail calls had nothing to do with being scared. Nah, this was all about loyalty, about keeping their stories tight, making sure nothing slipped, and holding on to that connection with the gang and the set. According to the state, those calls were strategies, plain and simple. They said Isaiah and Alicia were working to protect each other, making sure neither one said anything that could crash both their cases. And then the prosecution dropped the bombshell, text messages from way back in 2021. They showed that when Alicia was still messing with K Shorty, a rapper from the ATK side, she had texted that Foolio needed to die. That right there proved her hate for Foolio didn't come from Isaiah. Nah, that was something already inside her, something she picked up being deep in those street circles, caught up in that non-stop gang drama that's been claiming lives all across Jacksonville.
Damn.
And while that exhibit is still up, hold on. How often or how many times did Isaiah Chance break your phone?
From 2021 to 2024, maybe 4 times.
Was it always the same way?
Damn, man.
No.
What other ways did he break your phones?
I think one time he threw it to the wall, like repeatedly threw it to the wall over and over so that it wouldn't turn back on.
The street's been on fire over this one. Real talk. Clips from the trial been spreading faster than gossip in the barbershop. Everybody's tuned in, and content creators all over are breaking down every second of Alicia Andrews' testimony, frame by frame. They're analyzing her tone, her body language, her whole vibe, trying to figure out if she's keeping it real or just putting on a show. The internet split right down the middle. Some say she's another woman trapped in a toxic situation, a victim of domestic violence who got dragged into chaos she couldn't control. Others say she's playing the victim card using the abuse angle to win sympathy from the jury and dodge responsibility for helping set up somebody's murder. The debate's wild and everybody's got an opinion because this case just keeps getting messier by the day.
Because there was a conspiracy charge as well, which would mean she was a part of setting up this murder, this and third. I believe that carried life. She was acquitted of that. And what that means is that the amount of time she will serve most likely won't be life, but probably in the 15 to 25 years in prison range, which it definitely still opens the door for her to have some type of life.
The timeline's been buzzing, showing just how split people are over women caught in street drama, especially with domestic violence involved. Some online sympathize with Alicia Andrews, saying abuse can create trauma bonds that make it nearly impossible to cut ties, even behind bars. Her testimony about being choked, having her phone smashed, and isolated from loved ones seemed to confirm long-term abuse, explaining why she stayed in contact with Isaiah Chance. Others aren't buying it. Old texts where she wrote Foolio needed to die, plus surveillance showing her moving with the crew before Foolio got caught slipping, paint her as more involved than her lawyers claimed. The jury split reflected that. Andrews got manslaughter on November 1st, 2025, but beat conspiracy, showing they believe she played a role but didn't mastermind it. Social media didn't hold back either. Clips of her laughing while prosecutors played body cam footage went viral, exposing what people called a complete lack of remorse. Another shocking moment. Cameras caught her in court having her lawyer help put on makeup, a move many called wild disrespect considering the charges. To understand the frenzy, you gotta rewind to Jacksonville's drill rap scene. Foolio, real name Charles Andrew Jones II, born June 21st, 1998, rose out of Northside with raw lyrics repping 6 Block aka KTA, Kill Them All. a crew at war with ATK led by Youngeen Ace. 1,200 and BMG were also involved. And this wasn't rap beef for clicks. It was real street grudges with real bullets flying. Bloodshed traced back to 2015, sparked by betrayals, disrespect, and failed studio deals. The cycle escalated through features gone wrong, money disputes, and street code revenge, leaving over 30 dead. Foolio survived multiple attempts, 2018, 2020, and a 2021 shooting that left his foot shattered. He walked with a limp, a daily reminder of the danger he lived in. The beef wasn't just streets, it was online and in the music. Foolio's 2018 track, When I See You, called out ATK members by name. Young and Ace clapped back in 2021 with Who I Smoke, mocking dead KTA members, even Foolio's cousin Bibby. Millions streamed it, turning real loss into viral disrespect. Foolio fueled the fire too, filming at graves, dancing on them, mocking names online. Every move keeping revenge alive. Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance got pulled deep into this war. Isaiah was rolling with ATK. Alicia had ties through former relationships with street figures like K Shorty. Prosecutors say she didn't just get caught in the middle, she actively helped plan the deadly setup that ended Foolio's life. June 22nd to 23rd, 2024 marked the final chapter. Surveillance shows Foolio celebrating his 26th birthday in Tampa, posting every move online, thinking he was untouchable. After getting kicked out of an Airbnb for overcrowding, he went to a strip club, then the Holiday Inn, unknowingly being tracked. Prosecutors detailed the plan. Chance booked an Airbnb under Rashad Murphy's name just a mile from where Foolio would be ambushed. 2 cars rolled in from Jacksonville, Andrews and Chance in a silver Chevy Cruze handling surveillance, shooters in a black Chevy Impala ready for the hit. Phone GPS and text relayed Foolio's exact position. At 4 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024, the hit reached its peak. 3 masked shooters jumped from the Impala, firing nearly 100 rounds from pistols and AR-15 at Foolio in his Dodge Charger. He likely felt safe, but his life was cut short in seconds. 3 others in the car were wounded but survived. Surveillance captured the nightmare. From the Impala positioning perfectly to the shooters walking toward Foolio with murder in their eyes, chaos exploding the instant they opened fire.
They'll get into that left turn lane so they can make a U-turn to go back west on Bush towards McKinley. There's the victim's Charger in the turn lane, followed by Armani Turner's Nissan Altima making the U-turn. And then
what vehicles?
Nissan Altima.
Okay. What is this? Are we now going to where the USF pole cam is?
Yeah, yes, correct.
And what are we seeing here?
This is the victim and his entourage making a U-turn at McKinley and 40th, getting ready to go into the Homestead Suites.
But the footage doesn't stop at the murder itself, which is what makes this case even more damning. Additional clips circling online show co-defendant Sean Gathright at his grandmother's house in Auburndale, wiping down that black Chevy Impala, trying to erase fingerprints and DNA, removing items from the car, and doing everything he could to destroy evidence right after the hit. Combine that with text messages from July 6, 2024, where Alicia Andrews is talking strategies on how to safely retrieve phones from the police without getting caught. And you get a crystal clear picture. These defendants knew exactly what they'd done and were frantically scrambling to dodge charges and escape the consequences of their actions.
And what is happening with the silver Chevy Cruze?
The Cruze is driving out the way it came in, passing the victim's location.
What are you capturing now in this video footage?
The 3 shooters came out of the Impala and are walking towards the victim's position. This is them passing the Tesla, various angles.
The arrest went down about a month later on July 27th, 2024, with intense SWAT team Bodycam footage capturing the takedown of Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, and Sean Gathright at separate locations across Jacksonville. This footage has been blowing up online, showing just how serious and high stakes these operations were. Because when you're dealing with people accused of such cold, calculated violence, every move counts and every second is life or death.
Now what is being shown here?
This is the victim's vehicle driving north. The shooters are running by the Tesla with the 3rd shooter in the back there still shooting.
And what vehicle, based on all this video footage, are the shooters pursuing?
the black Dodge Charger containing the victim.
The evidence from these arrests was damning and basically sealed their fate. Andrews' phone had crime scene photos she shouldn't have had, including an AR-15. Isaiah Chance's contacts, phone records, and GPS tracked their exact movements while cell tower pings placed them at key locations. The Airbnb booking tied them together, showing a conspiracy prosecutors argued had been brewing for months or even years, rooted in a gang feud that had already claimed too many lives and devastated Jacksonville families. The verdict and its cultural impact is telling. On November 1st, 2025, Andrews was found guilty of manslaughter but not guilty on the conspiracy charge. That split decision shows the jury wrestling with the same messy questions the streets had debated for months. The manslaughter conviction means Andrews faces up to 30 years behind bars, a serious chunk of her life, but far from the life sentence she could have faced if convicted on all counts. This verdict reflects a middle ground. It shows Andrews played a role in Julio's death, but stops short of labeling her the mastermind. The jury had to balance evidence proving her active role in stalking and tracking Julio against her claims of being trapped in an abusive relationship, feeling forced to follow Isaiah Chance. The acquittal on conspiracy suggests at least some jurors believe parts of her story. She was controlled and manipulated, but even so, they couldn't fully excuse her involvement in the tragic events that ended a young man's life.
Hands up, keep your hands up. Hands up, don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Look at me, back up to me. Back up, back up, back up, back up. All right, go to your knees. Get your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move.
The reaction to the verdict has been intense, splitting social media across the board. Hip-hop personalities like DJ Academics racked up millions of views as people debated what justice really looks like in a case this complex, one that exposes deeper issues in our communities with no easy answers. Some feel satisfied, saying the verdict strikes a balance, holding Andrews accountable while recognizing how domestic abuse can cloud judgment and make someone feel trapped, sometimes leaving them unable to fully control their own choices. Others think it was too light, pointing to Andrews' text saying Foolio needed to die, surveillance footage tracking her every move, and what they see as zero remorse. They argue abuse claims shouldn't grant a free pass for helping orchestrate a murder. Critics also highlight her constant contact with Isaiah Chance in jail, talking multiple times a day despite facing murder charges, suggesting her fear wasn't as overwhelming as her defense claimed. Courtroom moments keep fueling debate. The viral clip of Andrews laughing while Bodycam footage of Julio's death played is cited as proof of her callous attitude, while the makeup application scene shocked many as wildly disrespectful. Yet her jail phone activity remains the most talked about detail, exposing the case's contradictions and complexities. How do we reconcile the image of an abuse victim with someone maintaining daily contact with her alleged abuser? How do we make sense of someone claiming terror yet staying on the phone over 10 times a day? There are no simple answers, which is why this case has gripped the public, sparked heated debate, and why the conversation isn't fading anytime soon.
Our backdoor queen, Alicia Andrews. Now, if you don't know, Alicia Andrews was actually found guilty of the crime of manslaughter, which is actually, the best scenario for her was to be found not guilty, obviously. But I will say that, she got a slight win in the fact that she was convicted of 2 charges and one was lesser, which is the lesser charge ended up being manslaughter.
It was a few times.
All right. Did he ever, outside of your house and in the car, did he ever put his hands on you?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that situation?
Well, the one in the car was before we went to Tampa. It was a couple of days before that. Somebody called me and I ended up telling him it was someone that he didn't want me to talk to, like one of my guy friends. And he assumed the guy liked me, so he got mad. And he came to my house insisting that I come outside.
The bigger picture of this case goes far beyond just Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance. The other co-defendants, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davian Murphy, are still waiting for their day in court to fight their own charges. The evidence laid out in Andrews' trial is going to play a huge role in shaping how prosecutors handle those upcoming cases and the strategies defense teams will use. Davian Murphy, who was on the run for months after the initial arrest, was finally caught in January 2025, rounding up all the suspects, but leaving plenty of questions about the full scope of the conspiracy and who ultimately gave the orders that led to Julio's death.
What do we see now?
Defendant Alicia Andrews walking out.
What's she carrying?
Bags.
Day before, did you see anyone load bags into this Airbnb?
No.
Who do we see there?
Davian Murphy.
Ever see him enter the Airbnb on June 22nd of 2024?
No.
Do you know where he got the stuff that he was carrying to that vehicle that's placed in the front of the camera?
No.
Julio's murder isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a disturbing pattern that's claimed too many talented young rappers in recent years. From Pop Smoke being killed in a home invasion, to King Von getting shot outside a nightclub, to Nipsey Hussle losing his life in front of his own store. These deaths aren't just tragedies for music. They're failures of our communities, our systems, and our culture to protect young people from cycles of violence that often start long before they ever step into a recording booth. The Jacksonville rap beef that ended Julio's life is still simmering under the surface, with over 30 deaths already linked to this ongoing conflict and no clear end in sight. The question is, how many more young lives have to be lost before something actually changes? How many more mothers have to bury their sons? How many more talented artists will have their potential cut short by bullets fired for respect, revenge, or street reputation? Things that mean nothing when you're lying in a casket. As Alicia Andrews awaits sentencing and the remaining co-defendants prepare to face their own trials, the Jacksonville rap beef keeps moving, with new diss tracks dropping and the cycle showing no signs of slowing down. New threats keep popping up on social media every single day, and the cycle of violence that took Julio's life shows no signs of slowing down or stopping anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you want more, click on one of the boxes on your screen to check out similar content.
Man, only thing I know is y'all better leave them streets alone, man. It ain't worth it. It's a 50-50 chance that you're gonna end up 6 feet under. There's a 50-50 chance that you're gonna end up behind bars. So you take both of those 50-50 chances and ask yourself, is it worth that clout? I mean, all they doing is in front of the cameras with the guns and stuff. Don't you know guns is illegal? If a police officer see you filming this thing, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Maybe it ain't meant for me to know. What do you get out of this? So, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.